Hi guys, and welcome to the first ever Keeping It Tidey podcast. This is just basically going to be about business, banter, keeping it real, what it's like going through the struggles of owning a business, running a business. It's not just going to be myself. I am going to be joined with a variety of different guests for each episode, and I cannot wait to show you the ins and outs of what it's actually like when trying to run a business. So I hope you guys enjoy, and don't forget to like and subscribe and pop us a little follow. Here we go. First up, I have been so lucky to get a good friend of mine in. Sundays, he's known as Lee. Every other day, he's known as Glasgow's favourite villain. It's the one and only Jack Jester.
Well done. That was good. That was good.
Do you
Your
like
first
that?
one, that was... I'm impressed. Could have been a bit lengthier, though.
Aye, yeah. I'll work on it. Aye, because we've got loads of bloody things to touch on with what you've been up to.
How long is this?
Right, we've just got an hour, so we're capping at an hour. Otherwise,
Go.
that's going to be expensive. So first of all, how are you? Actually, first of all, what the hell are you drinking?
So,
Expose yourself. No.
I mean, is that desperate for viewers?
Keep it tidy.
Keep it tidy. Keep it clean. So I invented something. I like coffee. I like tea, right? And I'm no frightened to put things together. Like I can eat things in weird orders and stuff like that. Like if I like for example, if I like piccalilli and I like pancakes. So
but not together.
Because it's two things that I like.
Oh, Lord.
What would you know? But I don't it winds me up when folk do that. Like, I don't get. I carry my beans, touch my. Shut up, grow up.
Oh no, I'm not having my fish fingers touching beans.
Do you have them dry?
Like, no, I'll put a wee dollop of ketchup, but...
Aye. But why? But beans are there? But then I would really have mushy peas with fish fingers that are beans.
I will get onto your fish teas.
So, but before the fish teas...
Yep.
Let me talk to you about cough teas. Right? So, what you want to do is, ideally, this goes for somebody's having tea, somebody's having coffee. If I'm having tea, the tea bag gets kept in the cup, right? I like it to get stronger. But most folk want the tea bag out.
My tea bag out.
Right, so don't throw them away now. Keep them in a bag for me,
right.
And I'll use them to make my coffees.
New business venture.
So listen, coffee tea, how I sell it to you is tastes like coffee, feels like tea. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, think. Because tea feels different to coffee. It's ever so slightly drier. And I've got another thing as well, right? So I've got my favourite sandwich is just white, nay sourdough, just plain, just no plain bread, but white bread, thick, smooth peanut butter, long sliced gherkins.
Shut up.
Honey.
Oh, God.
Right? What are you saying, oh God, for? Because I can explain this to you and it makes so much sense.
Because it is literally like Burger King meets American candy.
Right. So, peanut butter, thick peanut butter, dry, right?
Right.
Gherkins.
Science.
Wet.
Right.
Boom. They're vinegary. Honey. And then your bread. It's honestly, nobody, they all balk when I say it. And then you try it and you go...
Was this like a steaming venture, like coming home, oh shit, there's nothing in the fridge?
Well, I mean, probably. I think that I stayed at Rudolph's house one night when he stayed in, I can't remember where it was, and he said that I found a packet of chicken in the back of the fridge that was so out of date that it had swollen up like a balloon. Like it was swollen. And I stabbed it with a knife and he went, it smelled, you know, like even normal chicken smells like fart. He went, this thing, and I just put barbecue sauce on it and ate it.
Oh.
But the one thing I won't eat, I did my house steam when I was chocolate.
I've never seen you tanning chocolate.
26 years.
Oh. I need to join that sobriety.
I gave up chocolate for 1 month at the Millennium.
And here you are.
Still going.
Well, before we dive into the life of Jack Jester, what I want to know first of all, and it's going to be happening with all the guests.
Yep.
We're going to keep it tidy.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to let me know what's one thing you want to tidy up, what's one thing you want to get rid of in life. Like, this could be laboo-boos. It could be, right. Don't offend anyone, but like...
Right, so... Like,
it can be anything.
You give me your example.
Mine would be online dating.
Right.
That's
okay.
one thing I wish would just disappear. Clear it out, gone.
Yeah. I don't get that. I've never... I just don't... I don't know.
It's a tough world out there.
I just don't get involved in it.
I know.
You don't need to do it.
I just didn't know so many men fished.
Catfished.
Hey.
Aye.
What's yours? What you want to get rid of? Or wish would just
Oh,
go
right.
away?
I mean, I've got a never-ending list of things that I just annoy me. No, like big things that annoy me, but like, I hate cutlery with plastic handles. Like I hate plastic cutlery, but I hate, you know, you get the fork bit's metal, and then when you wash it, sometimes when you're using it, a wee bit of water seeps out in your hands. Shouldn't be there. So,
or when they start to break, they like get the loosey bit.
That's so. Americans. That's my answer. I met people eating off paper plates in their house.
Aye.
It's the fucking height of laziness.
Aye.
Imagine spending all day going to the effort of marinating, and they've got the cheek. They've got a fucking pit smoker at the back that could feed an army. They're out there with all the gadgets, making sure it's, and then putting it on a paper plate
And a napkin.
And by the way, who's got the contract? Who's got the contract for paper plates in America? Because they're all the same fucking design. That blue and white.
Oh.
Like, chop it up a bit. Like, it's... But then I was moaning about this to Drew, thinking he'll get it. And he just went a bit silent. I'm like, you did that as well, didn't you?
Is he turning American?
You heard him?
I've heard the little American twang. For anyone that doesn't know, Drew was a wrestler here and then canned us all for America.
Aye.
And he's getting a little bit of a...
Right, so Drew McIntyre, as he's that's who we're talking about. All right. So successful, right? I'm so proud of him. But know that fucking accent. I send him that Lemmy meme like once a month. And Burniston did a sketch that was like Real Guy, and I like to just send that to him every now and again. But his argument is, they don't understand me. They don't understand me. I get it. And then, in fact, Wolfgang's another wrestler. He said it's easier in America to just go, can I have a cheeseburger? I'm like, right, just because it's easier, that's letting them off with it.
Yeah.
If I'm in the queue of a burger restaurant and I'm saying cheeseburger, they know exactly what I'm saying, and I will fucking stand there and say cheeseburger in a Scottish accent until they understand it. It's
God.
easier. No, that's why things like that happen in the first place. But Drew says he just orders an American accent. I don't know why he keeps it the rest of the time. And it sneaks in when he's here as well.
Oh, you're joking.
Oh, no. Ugh, I'm going to get gas.
Gas? No.
There's petrol here. They found an ADM.
Cash machine.
Cash machine. They'll get in here wearing sneakers. If you fucking say sneakers one more time, I'll fucking knock you back. But, why are we talking about Drew? He's... And they've all got guns. Do you know what I mean? The last thing anyone needs is a fucking semi-automatic weapon.
So we're tidying up
stealing your mail.
Americans and the plastic cutlery.
See the Americans I love them deeply.
Aye.
And then there's the rest of them.
Then there's that mob.
I mean, what a place that is now.
Well, aye.
I was frightened. I'm frightened when I go to America.
Aye.
I couldn't imagine living there. No way. Because even, like, I'll go for having like, a really good time. I ask them on my holidays, and then the dread hits me that everybody in here's got a gun.
Aye.
Like, we're just one drink away from me being dead.
Do you know what terrified me? See, when I was in Florida, they don't have street lights.
They've
So see when you're walking back at night, like...
They don't have kettles. The kettles, they don't. They make tea in the microwave, and every time they want to boil water, they need to put it in cooker. They don't have kettles.
Maybe we should take that over and that could be a Dragon's Den number for us.
It's just a kettle. So we're pitching this thing that's existed for fucking millennia.
Coffee specialty kettles. There we go. You heard it here
Because they don't know the difference. We'll just say it's a special. It's not. It's just a kettle.
Exactly.
Aye.
We're off.
It's just. I mean, but it's not a thing that you would never have heard of before.
I don't.
So why have they not got them?
Maybe because they think we're like Bridgerton and Downton Abbey and stuff. So they're like, oh, we've just got like teapots.
How do we fill up teapots? With a kettle? Do you know what I mean? Coffees. What a mess.
Do you know, this could be a venture. We could do like afternoon coffees. Like this could be...
We get a wee truck at the bars.
Aye.
I was
Annoyingly, this would actually sell. We could do like £8 a coffee and folk would buy it. That's the worst part.
And we just tell them, this isn't special.
Aye.
We're just charging £8 for a laugh.
Exactly. Well, no,
Honesty.
Cost of living crisis.
Aye, but it's not that much. We're conning you. We're conning you, but we'll get cool cups so that at least you look. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't charge £8 for a coffee and then put it in a polystyrene cup.
Aye.
It would be something that you could, something trendy that you could get papped with. Not papped with. What am I talking about? Instagram. Aye. So I fall for that hook, line and sinker all the time, right? I have been on the search for there's a pizza in Glasgow city centre, right? And it comes in a black box.
Oh.
Big, massive, huge, big black box. And I keep seeing folk, and I cannot. And then I realised about a year into me trying to find this place, didn't know what the pizza was like. I just wanted the box because it suited my aesthetic.
Aye.
It's what they put the splatter art in. See, when you go to do the paintings, they put it in a big pizza box. And I have been searching for this pizza shop that serves your pizzas in black boxes.
Oh, we can add that in the coffee tea van.
Coffee tea, a nice black cup, maybe with like a tea bag, basically skull and crossbones, a tea baggy kind of thing.
Aye.
Well worth £8. And that'll go secondary to my cheese toasty style that way.
Well, before we get into the careers of your life, we're going to run it back.
Yep.
Childhood, talk to me. Where did you grow up? What was it like? What was the family dynamic like?
So, I've got kind of a bad memory for like when I was wee. Like I don't remember all these wee details. Like I've got pals that are brilliant at it. So born in Rutherglen, lived in Rutherglen for the kind of first part of my life, and then moved to Fernhill. That's where so I lived there the kind of majority of my adult life before I moved out. Went to school in Rutherglen, Borough Primary School, and then on to Stonelaw.
Wait, what did you want to be when you were at school?
Well, my careers interview, you pick 3 things, and I wanted to be a clown, a tattoo artist, or a wrestler. And that's the 3 things that I said.
And I bet they were like, shut the fuck up.
I mean, essentially, because I suppose tattoo artist was the most like a job to them.
Aye.
And I remember saying, like, I don't know how to help you. I'm like, what? But I still want to do it. I don't, like, just because you can't help me doesn't mean it's not I'm going to go, cool, a plumber then.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what I wanted. And I've done a bit of all of them. So I can't drive, right? I've never had one driving lesson in my life.
Did you just have a motorbike?
Motorbike, but not a car.
Oh, right, okay.
Right, so I've never had a single driving lesson, and I'm 38.
Oh my
right?
God.
I've got a parking space, so I was telling you about that.
Yeah.
Right. So that's kind of like
halfway
half
there.
the battle, right?
Aye.
Sometimes I just go and stand in my space. Just
Do you
appreciate
beep when you walk
what I've got. What?
Do you beep when you walk backwards?
Aye. I just sometimes just sit out there with a picnic
Aye.
blanket. So what am I talking about? Nobody able to drive. Nobody able to drive.
No, being a plumber.
Nobody able to drive is what stumped me for joining the circus, because you need to be able to drive.
I thought you get drove about, no?
No. So Bobby Roberts Super Circus was in Kilmarnock, and I knew somebody that knew Bobby, so they let me go down there and do a photo shoot because it was Jack Jester, and And it was just like the best day of my life because it was the real circus, and I was seeing how it was all done. And they had a second big top at the back of the normal one for all the animals. Now, the argument about animals in the circus, this was an old circus. Should it happen? Absolutely not, right? But different time.
Aye.
But he used to have 15 elephants.
What?
15 elephants on the road full time. You know, that. How mental is that?
Aye.
Imagine trying to transport one elephant, right? One elephant, let alone 15, food, other costumes, and the circus, and everything. Mental, right?
Aye.
But by the time I went there, he only had one left, and her name was Anne.
Oh.
And she was beautiful. She was like 54, and she had the biggest eyelashes. And but the council had stopped him using her at that show. And it was a shame because, I mean, obviously she'd been done it her whole life, but she was so tuned into when her bit was coming up that she was like swaying because she didn't know why she wasn't working.
Oh my God.
And it was that kind of fight. You go, an elephant should never be in this position, right? It shouldn't be. But again, a different time. But he had camels, he had horses, he had everything.
Is this the Budgies guy?
No, right, no. So Bobby Roberts owned that circus. So anyway, his son, Bobble the clown, knew that I wanted to be a clown, and he said to me, "Do you want to do it with me tonight?" I couldn't believe he'd asked me, and I was the most nervous I've ever been in my life.
What did you do? Just like ham up the crowd and stuff?
Aye. Essentially, he's like, "We'll do this with your routine," and I was like, "Okay." Like, you're an actual clown at an actual circus. But it was like, once it all gets going, there's no stopping you. And he was just so comfortable with it. So I managed to tick, I mean, I can't say I worked for the circus, but I ticked that off.
Work experience.
I've also wrestled in the Blackpool Tower Circus a bunch, which is my favourite. It's beautiful. In fact, me and Sha won tag belts in there one time. It was one of the best experiences. Haunted, apparently. The shower's haunted by a wrestler called Jack Pye.
Jack Pye.
Who was like Blackpool's wrestler. But see, backstage, so it's a weird. You've been in the tower before, right? Have you been in the tower?
I've seen the wee. No, it's not Orville and Dean. What's the wee?
Orville and Dean.
It's the wee right. Green bird that wished it could fly.
You're thinking either Torville and Dean or Orville.
Orville the bird.
By the way, Orville, I know. I worked with Orville.
Shut up.
Listen, I could give you a photo that you could put on top of this. I'm not going to because it was pre-beard. That's how long it was. Aye. I look terminal, right? But so Orville, right?
Aye.
We did a week with him. We did the holiday parts. So we would do the afternoon show, Orville. It was Keith Harris, right? Let's give Keith Harris's due because he kind of did most of the work.
Yeah.
So he would come out and do the act with him, but you never saw the duck before the show. Never. Oh. He was really that kind of old zone. School kind of ventriloquist, like really. And we were in Haggerston Castle, setting the ring up, and Keith came in and he went, "Guys, would you mind getting a photo with somebody?" And I was, "I need no bother."
Was it the duck?
He brought Orville, right? And I'm no joking. A team of men stopped. And now I'm closer than we are now, and he's talking to me, but I'm like tuned into this duck. And then Keith would say something, I'd go, "Keith," like as if it wasn't him talking to me. It was brilliant.
Give us a minute, Keith.
Keith. Huh? But Orville had his own wee Rolls Royce and all that. Like he'd like drive about, and he wouldn't. But it was great, man.
Making bank.
I wish I could fly right up to the sky, but I can't.
Instead, I'll just fuck off in my fancy motor.
Millions he made, millions. And it brought the house down every night, because see, when he sang, he's so sad. And everybody was greeting and all that. And then you had Bubbles the monkey that was a bit blue, you know what I mean? But these guys were great.
See, speaking about characters, I want to run this back to where Jack Jester came from. Like, so you've obviously been like, I've got an interest in wrestling. You went to a wrestling school, that right? And
cool.
But like, because I know Lee and Jack Jester, there's some similarities, but there's some completely polar opposites. Like, so where did Jack Jester come from? Is it an alter ego thing, or is it?
Well,
how does it start?
So, I always loved the character wrestlers, right? You know, people loved Bret Hart and people loved Mr. Perfect. I loved Mankind and Goldust, and so Mick Foley was my hero, still is, right? And like it's so kind of weird that I know him now and I've worked with him a bunch, and it still does. It never gets less cool for me, and he's the one person I can allow myself to. I'm talking to. So I saw him at Edinburgh last year. We did a Comic-Con through there. And I was wrestling, so I had my gear on, and I went up and I was like, Mick, just saying hello, how you doing? And he looked at my arm and he's like, hey, what happened to your arm? You've been rolling around in barbed wire? And I went, aye. And he went, good boy. And I was like, yes, man, yes. Just skipping in like that. Mick Foley said that was good. So character wrestlers. So the name, you know, you come up with all sorts of names and you're trying to start. There was some belters like, it's like really Red Lightning, like it's just pure like, yeah, it's like, I mean, it's a shite wrestling name, but I love the names. I remember Liam Thompson went to a comedy gig with Wolfie one time and made the error of telling the truth when somebody asked what he did, and he was like, I'm a professional wrestler. He's like, all right, and you know Liam was like 5'6" or something like that. He's like, what's your wrestling name? And he goes, Bad Boy Liam Thompson. The guy was like, were you at the back of the queue and they were dishing out wrestling names?
Because essentially you just need to walk in and go, I'm called this now.
Like, I remember having like two first names and second names and try to. So basically it was Cactus Jack. I wanted to kind of nod to Mick Foley, and then I wanted to be a clown. So it wasn't really a clown name. So it was just the Jester thing just kind of came from that.
Okay, yeah.
But then if you look at how it started, I was 16, 17. It was tie-dye, frilly. It was nothing like it ended up. Because it took a bit of a sharp turn.
I was going to say we had some leather. We've got the infamous contact lens as well. Where did that come from?
That just me trying to be different.
Aye.
In fact, I spoke about this recently with, again, coaches. And I put the contact. The first one I ever got was a black and white checkered one. And I remember just being made to feel like an idiot for, you know, it was that kind of, why don't you learn how to wrestle first before you start dressing yourself up? You know, old school. But if I'd listened to them, I wouldn't have put it back in again. And it became a thing that, even for me, like, there's a lot of competition out there. If people don't remember my name, I'm the guy with the white eye. You know, I'm the guy. If you see me at Butlins or Haven, and then I'm on a show in your town, you're going to spot me in the poster straight away, because I'm kind of hard to miss, right? So it was just that. It was just a gimmick.
And how does that go from, so you were like obviously training at the school, like, do you remember your first show like with a crowd being like, right, here we go? It was see the start of the Cathkin bypass where the vets and it was in there. What is that area called? Like it is Cathkin Brazy bit. It's anyway. It was kind of rough, but it was called the bonus ball. That was the bit. That was what the venue was called. And I wrestled a guy who had an American gimmick, and they put me in a British rounds match, which I didn't know what it was. I mean, I grew up in the Attitude Era. Yeah. So a British rounds match, it's like, you know, 5 3-minute rounds or whatever else, but you need to know how to do the matches. You can't. And it was a disaster. The timekeeper went for a fag. So nobody was keeping track of the rounds. So then I remember Tony Nadette, the referee, was pretending he had a watch in his pocket, just calling rounds. Like, I had a fucking disaster. You're getting pummeled.
I didn't know what I was doing. No idea what I was doing. And the finish of the match was, I was in a hammerlock, and I would reach over and backflip into a reversal. But as I backflipped, he goes up to the ropes. I fall out the ring, hurt my shoulder. I was still at school.
Oh God.
My pals were there. I wore a sling to school for a week. I sold that. That's what you did. I was like getting folk to help me open doors and all that, because I was like, they need to think that was real, because if they don't, what's the point? So I just be attention to detail. Even when I was at school, I was doing that. But I've told the story before. Like, the reason I didn't know wrestling training really existed. Like, Drew used to have to go down to England to train. But I walked out of my art class, and in the corridor, if it wasn't, it was a bit of yellow paper, If it was white, I would have walked right past it. I don't know why. And when I turned it round, it was red print on yellow paper. The weirdest choice.
Aye.
Do you want to be a wrestler? And I did.
How
And I
did the
went.
family take it when you were like, look, I've been doing this for a wee while. I'm gonna make something of this.
Mm-hmm.
Were they like, shut up and pipe down, or were
No. They weren't. Like I've been so lucky. Like they've all supported me. Just I think they kind of go earlier on. It's better to just leave me to do it. Do you know what I mean? Like they'll never understand it.
Yeah.
I don't expect them to understand it. They don't need to, but they knew that I loved it. So and like there was no money in it for a long time.
Do you remember the first ever payment you got for it?
I remember.
Can you disclose how much it was?
I can, and I'll tell you how I convinced myself I was successful. Right, I did a rumble for All Star, a company called All Star, and I was in it for 3 minutes before getting launched out by a giant, and I get paid £30. So I get paid a tenner a minute.
Jeez, that's good going.
So I would a tenner a minute. Telling the truth. But very rarely was I getting paid a tenner a minute and doing half an hour.
Yeah.
But it was like 3 minutes. So, so it was, money was never really spoken about. Like when you started back then, it was just, you just expected to do everything for nothing. And I it's no change much. It's kind of starting to creep back in again.
Yeah.
Which, it winds me the fuck up so much. Because it's you think you're getting past it and making things better.
Yeah.
And it always gets pulled back again.
Well, what was the transition then from going from that stage to ICW? Because if you say to ICW fans in Glasgow, your name always comes up. Like, and even though you're not within that anymore and that you'd come out with retiring and things, but people will always have you as Mr. ICW.
Aye.
So how did that come about?
So I was All Star, the company I was telling you about. I left on my 18th birthday to move to Birkenhead because that's where the base was for full-time wrestling. So, no, in fact, that's a lie. I left on my 18th birthday to go to Haven. Weems Bay Holiday Park was my first one. I essentially left school to do this, and there was nobody in, and I thought, oh my God, what have I done? But then the next night was Craig Tara, and there was like 2,000 people in, so...
Jesus.
Which still isn't a good excuse to leave school. So I did that, jumped onto All-Star, and around about 2010, like I was by far the busiest Scottish wrestler in the world, like busier than Drew. He was in WWE. I was wrestling like 28 matches a week.
Oh, Christ.
I mean, I know how it's physically possible. It's two matches per show, 2 shows per day, all the time, right? So, busy, but you're in this bubble. So out with that, you weren't known. Like there's so many amazing wrestlers who have just stayed at All Star their whole lives that nobody knows, and they're the best wrestlers, the best workers, but just butlins. So it's consistent, but it's no good for your soul, right? Plus, I went in to replace Drew, so Drew got signed. They need a Scottish guy. So I just got Drew's music, Drew's flag. But Drew got Drew McDonald's music, his flag, and he got Chick Collins. And so it was just the same. It was just copy and paste. It was the UK All Stars versus the World Riot Squad, right? And it was a dated concept that ended up getting a bit problematic, because you've got a team full of white British people that you're cheering for, and then you boo the bad guys that just so happen to no look like us, right?
Aye.
So that's how that all got changed up. But so I went for there, and then I get sacked.
Oh, fuck.
I get sacked.
What did you do?
There was a really wild night in Skegness, and there was a pub called Summerlands, which we called Scummerlands.
Nice Jeremy Kyle pub.
It was brilliant. Like it really was.
Yeah.
It was like Shameless.
Yeah.
Really, just like the most mental tattoos you've ever seen in your life, on the most mental places. And I remember like one of the boys was naked for the whole night, and the bar staff didn't say anything to him. One of them was taking these shots and like throwing the. It was just got out of hand. Anyway, I get sacked. The rest of them did, by the way.
Oh.
Scottish. The Scottish girl took the dairy, which a godsend. But I phoned Dallas, and I was like, I've got this idea for like a BDSM kind of kink, you know, even just the look just now. And my best pal Lolly, she was there, she's going to be my Valley. And he was like, I don't date anymore. I'm like, there's nowhere else I can try this. Because there was no adult companies. So he done it. He ran one mare, and we did Mary Hill Community Central Halls. And it was that match. I remember putting a noose around somebody's neck and dragging him. But Lolly could make herself sick on demand. So, and I knew this. So I was feeding her pancakes and red food colour and Strongbow backstage. When I tell you, and I told her, she kind of put her hair to the and spewed all over me. This was the adult show at the time. Right? There was kids and all that. And I remember lying there like, something happened there. I don't know if it was good or bad. But and then we just kind of went for there. So so ICW was very much that was the only place that you could really apply yourself creatively. Do you know what I mean? Because it was for so long it was the best. I mean, it was the best to go see. It was the best to be part of. Thinking back, it was wild. Like you just had all these pals that were just passionate about this thing, and not just about wrestling, about creating something different. Like Dallas was fed up of like there was nothing for us, so he created it.
It's mad how much, especially in Glasgow, ICW grew in a community, because any time I've even been out with you, and it could be a random old man's pub or in the cat house, you are getting absolutely hounded.
And you think that was before telly, before anything? Like this was, we made such a noise on independent wrestling. Like I don't know how we done it. I really don't. Like, and I don't. I think the best thing about it is I don't remember us really trying.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, usually you've got, like, we need to sit down and do a business model. We need a marketing budget and everything. Yours were just so rogue and went for it. And the one thing that, like, everybody always, like, says whenever they do speak about you is no matter if you're in a rush or no, you literally, if somebody's up saying, oh, hiya, like, I know if you search it, you take the time to, like, actually speak to them.
I just don't really understand people that don't. Like, so Panto, right? I used to go to the pavilion every Christmas Eve. My ma and my granny used to take us, and it's the coolest thing that they knew come and see me. Like it's the most special thing. I love it so much.
Yeah.
But I remember what it was like, because Panto is for a lot of kids their first experience of theatre.
Yeah.
For a lot of kids, they'll only see that every year until they're whatever age. So, like, I'm like, if I've got one chance to, I don't know, like inspire like a wee theatrical way that maybe wants to do something. Because I remember I had no idea how to do it, and for years I used to say, I'd love to do the Panto, which I'm quite bad for doing that, but no, actually doing anything about it.
Yeah.
Like, I'd love to be into acting, and it didn't fall into my lap. It was because of wrestling.
Wait, did you do the nativity at school?
No, but I did. I was played Santa. I saw Mummy kissing Santa Claus.
Oh, but your mum?
Yeah. What?
Your mum kissing Santa Claus?
I was Santa Claus. No.
Do you know, I get demoted for the nativity because primary one, I've been like you, like quite creative and stuff, but primary one I was Angel Gabriel.
Right.
It was my big moment, bringing Jesus up on the stage. I dropped him.
What?
Dropped Jesus. Like, I tripped on my wee gown.
Why were you carrying him?
Because
baby Jesus.
Aye.
All right, I'm thinking
I know.
I'm thinking you're like that with the cross.
No, wee baby Jesus, I was like, this is my time to shine. But when I was coming up the stairs, my foot like caught on my gown, fell, yeeted him. And the next year, I was demoted to a sheep with no lines. I just
I
had
thought
to...
it was a sheep with no legs. I was a shepherd as well, like
With a tea towel.
Tea towel.
Aye.
Aye. Tea towel and a walking stick with an extension in it. But so I was that. But I wasn't like at school. I did tend to. I liked music, art, all this shit that's really hard to make money for. But drama wasn't my thing at school.
Was your family like
No.
creative, or are they? What was their?
So my whole family's always went, I don't know where you came from, as in me.
Yeah.
Because there's just nobody. I mean, we're all similar, but I mean, I don't know why I like the things that I like, and it's not because my dad likes it or whatever else. I was born like 60 years too late.
You've got quite a bizarre taste in music and
everything, like telly, entertainment, like
fashion. Don't forget, I remember those white jeans.
White jeans? Have I got white jeans?
There was a night you were wearing white jeans.
Oh, well, I mean, Drew showed up at the Classic Grand wearing a white suit. Right? And I thought, fuck, I was like, you're not in Kansas anymore, Drew. You got a white suit. Yeah, to get a room. I just, you don't want to be recognised, Drew? Rocking about Glasgow City Centre with a white suit on.
Dressed like a beam
in
of
Miami
light.
Vice.
Because he's a big boy, isn't he?
He's like 6'7".
And you've wrestled against him. And were you not shiting yourself a wee bit?
Well, no, because he's exceptional. Like he's very, but you know you've worked him. Like there's certain things. Like he's so big, so strong, so tall. That everybody's wee beside him. But one of my proudest things in wrestling is me and him sold the Barrowlands out. So that was the only match that was announced. And I got a phone call like a month before saying, how does it feel to sell at the Barrowlands? Now, my granny and granddad met in the Barrowlands.
Oh, my God.
Right? So I'm like, without that room, my family wouldn't exist. So, and then Drew, despite having done WrestleMania, he's like, but I did that. The machine didn't do it. Me and you did that. And you know what I was talking about? It's like wearing a sling to school and all that. Me and Drew had, to this day, we've seen each other maximum twice a year for the last 20 years. Because I moved to Ayr I met my first girlfriend, moved to Ayr, didn't tell Drew that I'd moved to Ayr. Went for a walk through Ayr City Centre, Ayr Town Centre. I was just staying up in here and he's going, where are we going? And I let myself into my house that he didn't know I had. And I was like, I live in here. And he's like, fuck off. I proved it. I went, open the wardrobe. He was he's like, oh my God. So I'd moved to here without telling him. But then he gets signed. So I've seen him maybe twice a year. What am I talking about this for?
Did you never want to like jump across to America or Japan for wrestling?
No, I didn't. Japan's the only thing that I know I'll regret having no done, because the death match, that's what like Cactus Jack made his name, and I remember watching the matches, and they're still to this day they're not good and clean. They look scary. America, I never did. Like I've never kind of got that. What does it do for you?
Yeah.
Unless you're moving to America to sign with an American company, you're just going to America and spending money, and you're coming back with less than. I didn't get it. But what I wanted to do was, because I just always wanted to be a full-time wrestler. Like Drew wanted to be WWE champion, and he said that when he was 16. Like if Drew had £50, he would spend 200. And he used to take a wheelie case about him full of supplements, right? And he couldn't afford. I was like, you need to stop. And he would just go, Vince will pay it. I mean, he was that confident. Like, I'll spend what I want to know because I'll be rich later because Vince will. Fucking, he'd done it. But I just wanted to be a full-time wrestler. I never said I wanted to be WWE champion or even go to America. And I think that's what's kind of different about me as well. Like that's why folk know me so much, because I've almost like the old kind of variety route. You know, like an old comedian back in the day would do every theatre and every place, and so I've just done that and
was
applied
there ever
myself.
a moment where you were like, shit, this isn't going to work. I'm giving up.
The first bit, aye. Second bit, no. Like, because you may as well just give up straight away. Because it's like it's a guarantee you're going to be doing this for a long, long time with no money. At this point in my life, it's like, but the money just didn't. When you're younger, it didn't come into it. It should come into it. And the people coaching you should be telling you about money. You know, they shouldn't be saying it's all about passion and how you can't have girlfriends, because that's what get drilled into us. Like, don't ask for photos, you'll be a mark. No, ask for money.
Yeah.
Don't pay your own travel. You know what I mean? But the business side, the wrestling business, it's not. You don't get taught that. So like for years and years. But I was talking to Louise McCarthy about this. Acting's the same, and I was like, there was hundreds of points where you go, I don't have any money, and I've gave this everything. I've been doing it for 5 years now, 10 years now, 15. But if I had gave up at any one of the points, it would have been too early, because it was just about to happen. There's no guarantee that it's going to happen, but you just need to keep going and have the faith that you're doing something right. Do you know what I mean? Like, do something that's no everybody's doing. Or I just think if you go into something and you love it and you apply yourself, wrestling's the reason I got everything. I can trace everything, and I mean everything in my life, apart from my immediate family, back to wrestling. There's not a person in my life, there's not a relationship or a job or a possession that I don't have because of wrestling. So the Scots, for example.
How did that come about?
So I got an email from Rob Florence saying we've wrote a pilot for a sitcom. Could you come in and audition for the part of Darren?
So did you know them?
Aye, because Rab was a wrestling fan, and Ian used to bring his boys to see the wrestling.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Ian tells a brilliant story. It was in Barhead, right? And one of them he's got 3 sons, but one of them was getting really carried away with himself, and he was head banging, and he cracked his head off the barrier, right? And then the same night, I don't remember this, but I used to run a big corkscrew, and I'd run it along the barrier, and then I'd pull the barriers apart and chase all the wains. And he says he got back, and he went, Dad, Jack Jester literally tried to kill me the night. Literally tried to kill me. So, but I didn't really know. I didn't know they were there.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's I'm saying to people as well, just do it because you want to do it. Do it your way. Don't, if there's somebody in the third row with a notepad, let them be. Like, don't change everything in case they give you a bad review. Who the fuck are they to give you a review? Do you know what I mean? It's like, reviews are important, whether it's theatre or whatever else, but it's an opinion.
And
do you know what I mean?
Oh, he nearly killed my Wayne. I'm going to get him on my telly
right,
show.
but that essentially is what happened, because he remembered me. I knew Rab slightly more because I'd done 2 shows with him before, one in the Oran Moor and one in the Kelvin Hall with Greg Hempel and stuff. But I was never out there auditioning for telly. I was just doing what I did to the best of my ability. The exact same thing happened with Panto. Grado's big family wrestling bash was at the Pavilion. Ian Gordon, who ran the theatre at the time, was filming all the promo videos. And I went in, I got half mine back today, and he remembered me, so we needed a new villain. I didn't audition for Panto, they just gave me it, which is crazy, because, I mean, it's hard to explain what it's like. It's the most intense thing. And the first script I had was like, I think there was like, let's say there was 15 scenes, and I was in like 13 of them. Big. No, I didn't know any different, but the experienced ones were like, you have got, this is a lot for you to remember, an awful lot. But what do you do? You either remember it or you don't. Do you know what I mean? You just need to just do it.
We need to take a moment for this, because me and my mum have started coming to see Ian Panto. Now, first of all, when we were there, not that one there, but the one before, we were sat on the ground floor, kind of further up the back.
Are you going to tell me? Are you going to tell a story here about a woman?
Aye.
I was going to say, tell
honestly,
that story.
like,
this is the Pavilion, by the way. There's nowhere else like it. It's the best.
I had never been to a Panto in there before. I'd always usually done like Motherwell Civic Centre just because it's local. Or we get took with the Kings once with my mum's work. But so I didn't know you could bring in your own drink, right?
Well, you can't.
Well, I swear. So this bus, and it was women fae, like...
But they're old women, they can do what they want.
Well, they were fae, the Orange Lodge as well,
Aye.
right? So it was a bus, a
Aye,
load of them
aye.
that came in. But they all had the Happy Shopper bags, and they were sat in front of me and my mum, and they started passing out the wee plastic cups. I was like, oh, right, okie dokes. And it's like, right, Maureen, you get the vodka, right, I pass that, do you want gin? Da, 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 da. So they're squaring this up, and then the mixers come out.
Aye. Now, at this point, you text me going, blah, blah, blah. But it's the last bit.
Aye.
Do you send it to me?
The one at the end, right, who wants ice? This mansion at the end has a big bag of ice. And I was like, so not only can you bring in, well, you technically can't,
Aye.
but bring in your own booze. This one's get mixed on, this one's get ice. So it was wild. But and then I'm sitting watching you on stage, and then you were singing, and I was like, what the fuck, on? He can sing and dance.
See,
What's
being
happening
told
here?
as a person who has never sang his whole life, apart from karaoke, right? I've got my two big hitters. I'm very confident about Sweet Transvestite and Under the Sea. I can smash them in any environment.
Do you know that's your biggest TikTok search is your Sweet Transvestite? Horseshoe? It's at the Horseshoe Bar.
Horseshoe Bar.
Aye.
So, but when it's kind of hard to take because if you're not a singer, you just think you can't sing, right? I can hold a tune, but every year, so my first year, I had to sing Slave to the Rhythm, right? If you don't know that song, I don't blame you, but I hated it. And I just felt like I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't have any routine in it, and every night I would finish and nothing would happen. Silence. And Grado and Bob used to stand at the curtain and just be like that to me. just to annoy me, right? I'm like, oh my God. But then I did Poor Pirates, which was like a character song with Stephen and Grado. Then I did Uptown Funk with Stephen and Grado, which was like my favourite, was so good. But this year, so it wasn't, so this year it was Abracadabra.
You're class
Gaga,
at
right?
that.
But it wasn't meant to be. It was meant to be Apathy.
Oh, I hate that song.
So do I, right? But see, because it wasn't a character song,
Yeah.
it wasn't meant to be funny. So for me, this is what, they're all laughing. So I take it. So I'm like, no, but if it's no funny, it has to be good. It has to be good,
Aye.
right? And I don't want you bringing it down because I don't want folk to go. They've had to really change that to for him to be able to sing it. So I was trying to do Apathy. And I just could. I was like, this is. I feel stupid. I'm not comfortable. And it was like trying to kind of make, and it's sung by like Korean teenage lassies, and they give it to me. So I'm purely I don't know what this. I don't understand what the song is. I don't know what the relevance is. And I'm like, is there any relevance for this? It's not just a big song. I'm like, right, so it's no part of the story. Can I just get another big song? So they offered me Bad Guy, Billie Eilish, which is solid. Aye, but really, because the Cockroaches, I was like, that'd be great.
Yeah.
But really hard, solid. 'Cause it's like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
And then Gaga came in, I was like, right, I'll get this. But then the first time I had to do it in front of people, they just weren't expecting it, right?
Yeah.
Because it started at that kind of like false sense of security. It was just me doing this, but then went into the full
Shebang.
Full Gaga routine. And Stephen and Grado and Scott were in tears. But they weren't laughing at me. They just weren't expecting it. And they get into trouble. I was like, no, I would be laughing as well if I'd seen me do this. But then just try to... That's when I was like, I started having a deep appreciation for Lady Gaga. So I'm like, I've got like half a song to do, and this is solid. And she's doing a full gig. It's mad.
Stephen can move, by the way, as well. He goes for it on stage.
He's all legs, isn't he?
Aye.
Legs,
but he puffs his chest up tight, like he's getting on this.
He's dead springy. But it was great. It was So the late but then I've started. I'm going to continue with singing classes.
Are you?
Singing lessons because they work. They really do.
So you were saying, so like Panto's not always guaranteed. Like you find out, so it'll be next.
Well, I've not found it yet.
Month.
I hope so.
I mean, honestly, the unit that you have got is just absolutely.
It's no easy to find, right? Because when I joined, so Stephen, so Shell Bob, that was his 21st in a row.
Oh my God.
He's done 21 Pantos in a row at the Pavilion. Mental, crazy. I think Grado's in about 10 years, Scots. So, but I knew Grado, but Bob, he's the veteran of the team. and he's just the most professional. He's a nice guy, a genuinely nice. Like it gives you the encouragement just at the times you need it. I mean, daft wee things like when you're going in for the bows at the end, he's always there with like a high five. Just wee things that you go, he's done this for a long time. Maybe I'm doing all right. And I was telling that story as well. Like with the Scots, it was the same thing. I wasn't an actor, and the very first scene they filmed was in Darren and Colette's house, where I put the hamster cage through the door. That's the first thing. Now, I didn't know Louise.
Aye.
And I've got her bent out an exercise ball, and we're flirting with each other and all that. And it was like in this week, it was filmed in Hag Hill. It was a wee flat in Hag Hill. And there was about 14 people in the room. The hall was... And folk, it's like wrestling. I'm like, it's no.
Aye.
It's not. There's similarities that you're being filmed. But I'd never learned a script before. I'd never had to memorise lines before.
Was it hard not to like look at the cameras and acknowledge them as well? Because usually, like with wrestling, you're like, I'm going to knock you out, into the camera.
It's although it kind of looks the same, it's a different thing altogether. And it was like you find yourself, it'd be like, okay, stand by, turning over, and then that's when you know you're about to go. So then that's when you kind of go, because it's all. But for the pilot, that's what I'm saying. Just credit to like Stephen, just maybe knows when to just go. You're doing all right, big man. Ian, so we did the pilot, and it was like a church hall. It was the 70th birthday thing, and I don't know what I was doing. I must have maybe just been outside zoning out or something. And Ian came up and went, by the way, I know you're for a wrestling background, but we can do it again. And what do you mean? He's like, your first take isn't your only take. He goes, I'm watching you, and you're trying to get everything first time. We can't do it. We need to do multiple takes anyway. But if you do it, or we say we're happy, just saying we can do it again. I was like, so you must have just seen that I was like, maybe, you don't want to ask if you're doing all right all the time, you feel like you need it, but you just kind of come up and went, you're doing fine. Which is like being a good coach, right? You just are like you shouldn't need the safe word, that kind of thing, right? Right? You know, put it in that context, like you shouldn't have to scream pineapple for me to know you're struggling. Yeah. I should know before we get there, right, if I'm any good. But then Ian as well, I took a massive panic attack when I was filming. Have you watched The Scots?
Oh, I loved it.
Right. So
I could have done without seeing you in tiger pants, though. Like,
by the way, they were getting weird and weird every. Like they were taking the piss, but they gave me the option of shots or them, and I'm like, I can't chicken it, right? But they tiger, but there was 2 pairs of them, and they were stapled and attached to me, so I had them on all day in that hot tub, like proper rush, man. Proper. Still got them. So I took a panic attack because I'm claustrophobic, and we were in this tiny wee room for the fighting when I fought Berju. So I've got like cornrows in and a silk kimono, but underneath that I've got my mic belt, and I've got there was no windies in this wee room, and I was there for hours, and I kept getting to one bit and feeling like I was underwater, like I was fighting, and I couldn't get past this one word, and so they stood me down, which makes you feel like a pain in the arse. But I couldn't help it. Every time I got to that one word, I was panicking. So, but people were being nice to me, which would make me worse. Like, you're fine. I'm like, you're pandering to me. So then I was sitting, because they were all still working, I was sitting myself, and I just heard, like, footsteps. Well, my eyes, it was Ian, and he just went, my Wayne's used to fucking, my Wayne's used to admire you, and walked away, like, and just that, like, that slagging just snapped me up. Because instead of coming out and going, you're all right, he just came out and went, my Wayne's used to admire you. Just walked away.
Like, you're doing my tits in, come on, we're not being here all day.
Just a wee well-placed slagging just helps anybody. But but it's like, it's the same with the Panto thing. You just need to, I wasn't an actor, so you just need to try your best and be as respectful to the actors as you can be. Because I knew that I'd been given a big opportunity.
See, when it comes to Panto, like, honest to God, like, the tears were streaming down my face. Like, every year it's absolutely hilarious. Like, but social battery-wise and stuff, is there ever any days, or if you got, like, a wee ritual how you hype yourself up? Because surely there's just some days where you walk in going, I can't be arsed being this positive and smiley.
Aye, I'm the bad guy.
Oh, well, aye, so you've got
so depending on the audience, it's the thing is you can never really be prepared because it's the same theatre, it's the same show, but it's never the same show because You'll have like the school shows, for example. Like we're on stage at 11 in the morning, and it's just 1,500 small children who aren't there listening to you or following the story. They just want to scream every time a bang goes off or the lights go out, right? So you get learned. You just need to talk to them. It's as terrible as it is. The one thing is, this was different for wrestling. If somebody says something to me or shouts something, I'd tell them to shush. Get me a reaction. You can't do that in Panto. But you can't, because as soon as you acknowledge them, they've got you. So if I go shh, game over. They're just going to keep going. So you have to learn like that. But I get some of the kind of comedy lines and all that are made for adults. There's no adults there, so they just die on these days.
Yeah.
But they're easy for me because they just scream. It's just me coming out and, you know what I mean? All my stuff works because it's just me being nasty. But it's as intense as you get told about. I think we did, this year it was like 70 shows back to back. So we two shows every day, 3 sometimes, 1 day off, which disappears.
Yeah.
Because you've got, I mean, the 1 day off, you need to do all your washing, you need to tidy your house, see people.
Do an Asda run.
Aye, just eat. But
this was also going to like play out how, with like the different jobs and career journeys that you've went down, how the hell did you ever manage to manoeuvre like normality, like dating? Because
I never. My great track record of dating.
I think I could beat you with that one.
Aye. I warned you.
Oh.
You didn't listen to me. You didn't listen to me.
I know.
Make your own mistakes. That's it. I'm very much a person that needs to just leave me alone.
Yeah.
Even if I know I'm wrong, just let me keep away from me. But,
do you ever get like stalkers like come in the DM? Because you're not like massively active on social media.
No.
Like you don't post thirst traps. You don't do a day in the life with me. Like,
although I did learn about a thirst trap because Veronica, she's good at them, right?
Aye,
and
she's stunning.
Aye, and she put one up to what's the I can't remember they're my bath people. I listen to in the bath. They're like I say they're sex music.
Right.
I don't know what you would consider sex music.
Like sleep talking and stuff.
Right. So that's a good. See, next to me in the car, get everybody to pick it, and it's nothing like it. Somebody puts on hot chocolate. Somebody puts on sleep talking. Somebody puts on
bit of Barry White.
That's going to annoy me. Anyway, and I was like, I want to make one. Could you help me make one? She said, they're called a thirst trap. I went, what are they for? Just exactly what it says. I was like, I don't know if I'd pull it off quite as much as.
But it baffles me because you've just had so many opportunities. Like, and I know it is like all because of your talent, but nowadays you've got people like. I mean, I've even had to do like dance on TikTok and stuff like this to get folk to notice you. Whereas you've just went, fuck all that.
I do kind of just reject stuff that I'm meant to be doing. Like it's not a good enough reason for me to do it.
But do folks still try and slide in the old DMs and be like, hey,
what?
Like,
women?
Aye.
No.
Do they not?
No. No. I don't know what nobody's like. I mean, I suppose it has. I don't know what folk think wrestling is, right? But there was a. I would say the height of the ICW boom. We benefited, right?
Yeah.
I had a hell of a time on those holiday parks. But it's no real. It's like when you're living on Haven and Butlins, you can only do it for so long before you start to lose it. And I remember when it was, I was sitting, because we had to wait for the character show to finish before we did the ring. And I remember sitting one day and I noticed that I was mouthing the words. I knew every word that Polly and Ned were saying. And then I get into a fight with Haven as well because Rory the Tiger, the bear, Bradley Bear, had became Super Bradley. Oh. Right, just overnight, he was magic, right? And they wanted him to do magic on me, right? So they told me, they didn't ask me. So Bradley's going to come in at this point, and he's going to hypnotise you, and you're going to. And I was like, no, I'm not. That's not happening. But I said, right, this might be what you do here, but this is my job all the time. So I'm not going to just drop my act to be hypnotised by a bear for one show. No, it's so ludicrous that I'm arguing about this, right? Because I just took everything, that's serious. She was crying.
Oh.
She ran away crying. I ended up getting pulled in for a meeting. I was like, well, see if there's a band on here tonight. Do you tell them what songs to play? No, you don't. So don't fucking tell me my job. Get somebody else to get hypnotised by them because I'm not doing it. So, but you start to lose your mind because it's just, it's no, everything's fake positivity and recharge your glasses at the bar, prize bingo. There was a one-eyed, one-horn flying purple people. Was a what? That I mean,
you know,
I knew all the dances. I knew everything. I'm going, get me off of here.
With you trying to like plan like what kind of business moves and that I'm going to do. There's something I need to bring up. I've told you I'm going to bring it up because it is my favouriteest thing I've came across, and it's I need you to disclose your business venture of the Budgie Circus.
Oh, right, I thought we were going to talk about my cheese toasty stand there.
No.
Let's forget about it. It wasn't a business. It was a passion. Right, so to this day, and I will at some point in my life do it, my absolute bucket list is to hand rear a bird from egg to best pal.
Right.
Right, like the full, because it would imprint on me, it'll be my best pal. You know what I mean? Like, it'll be the best. But it takes a lot of time. That's why parrots are so expensive. Because somebody has to hand feed them every hour, and well worth it. Because if you get an unhand-reared parrot, they're hard work. And they're not like budgies, because budgies can bite you, they don't hurt. Parrots really hurt. Anyway, so my first budgie was called Sparky when I was a wee boy. And then Lolly, my dominatrix pal, her granda, whose real name was Nimrod. Oh. Right, brilliant, cracking name. He was a champion budgie breeder.
There's championships?
Now, these budgies cost like £600.
For a bird?
Perfect birds.
Oh, right, okay.
Like the ones we're getting for the pet shop.
Aye.
They're jakes.
Aye.
Right, essentially. Scabby. These ones were like the creme de la creme. But he's an old Ayrshire guy, so if they're not perfect, he would just wring their necks and throw them out of the ball.
Oh!
Right? That's just what they did back then. Back then. Like, it was like, this was the fucking 40s. This was like 8 years ago. So I found this out, and I couldn't sleep. So always we disabled budgies, I would adopt them so that they didn't get killed. And I loved them, but my flatmates didn't. Rudo hated them because they just made noise all the time. Grado, I told the story. Grado stayed at my house one night in the morning. I went, sleep all right? He's like, no, they fucking eagles hit me up all night. Eagles. Another one, do you mind Tommy, Alistair Black, Tommy End, and Dante, right, his tag team partner? They stayed at my house one time, and in the morning I went to sleep, and he's like, and Dante went, I had this very vivid dream last night. I was pissing in your bird's cage, and I looked down and my bird's cage was full of piss. He had pissed in my bird's cage. And I was like, how vivid was the dream? Because you had actually, and then he went, I also dreamt that I cleaned it up using your hoodies. My hoodies were covered in piss. And I was like, my poor birds, with nothing to shelter them, just getting pissed on by a big guy from Amsterdam. They didn't have a hard enough life, do you know what I mean? I've rescued them to something good just for them to be pissed on. But anyway, I gave them all old people names. So I had a Winston, I had like a Betty and a Maggie and I had Buzz, right? And the Buzz it was called French molt, so his flight feathers didn't develop, right? So he couldn't fly, but he could flutter, right? So he used to put in the flare and you could see him going, I'm going up there. And then he would just flat, and he wouldn't get anywhere, right? He'd just run in the flare. So I would put his perch down and lift him up high and let him jump off and flutter down.
Jump off or fall?
But he wasn't flying, he was falling.
Yeah.
Buzz, follow me style, that's why I called him Buzz.
Oh, okay.
Right, because he couldn't fly. But if you lifted him high, he could, like if he fell out the window, he'd be fine, because he could flutter to the ground.
Aye.
But he wouldn't be able to get back up again.
Aye.
So I used to, and that's just reminded me actually, one of my budgies died just before I was leaving to go to a wrestling show in Forres or Strathpeffer, up in the Inverness way, and I took him with me. I don't know what I was thinking. I think
While he was dead, or did he die?
No, he died before. He died in my hands, and I was like, I don't know what to do. So I took him with me. I don't know. I was grieving. But I put him in a wee box and I took him to the Highlands with me. So now I've got my wrestling case. I did budget in it. I'm like, I thought, I'm going to just take it back home again. And I was like, it's picturesque up here. It's nice. This is probably a nicer place for you to be buried. Right? See, trying to dig a hole. It's so hard. It's so hard. Like, there's roots and there's stones and it's freezing. So I gave him a wee Viking burial. I put him in the stream and I watched him go away.
Did you say a wee blessing or prayer?
No. That looked like a prayer guy.
Do you know, I'm going to top trump you there though.
Right, go.
I know that this isn't like business relevant, but
is any of this been relevant to this podcast?
Well, because it's just all about you, like.
Great.
Basically going against the curve.
Aye.
Fuck Starbucks, fuck laptops and iced coffees.
Oh,
this is how business works.
I got a laptop because everybody just, you need a laptop, you need to get, so I still don't know, I use it for YouTube, right? And they were all laughing at me in the office because I was using it as a flat surface to write on. And they were going, open it and type on it. I had my pen on it like a flat surface. I still don't know how to use it. I don't know what it's for. I can't make a spreadsheet or a...
Oh, no, I'm not an Excel girly.
Is that what you do with them? Is that what you do with
a
them?
pie chart.
I don't know. I've got Spotify. That's what I've got. Okay. So
Alright, so my story. So, my nanny, so my dad's mum, in London, she was never a stereotypical gran. Like, she was so glamorous. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, her fashion sense. It was London in the 60s. She was just... But anyway, she liked a glass of red wine and sometimes dabbled in a smoke. And so when she passed away...
Cigarettes or magic ones? God, listen. She's old. We've established this. Old folk can do what they want.
Well, aye. But so when she passed away, my dad gave me some of her ashes and I took her to Amsterdam. And I thought, I'll put it in the canal. Like, it'll be picturesque, it's stunning, blah, blah, blah. And I says to my dad, I made this like such a big thing about it. I'm taking my nanny to Amsterdam.
Right.
And cleared out a full afternoon. And I'm standing on one of the bridges at the canal. And it wasn't a pure touristy bit. It was just gorgeous. And I was like, right, I don't need to say anything because she knows what I would say. And I just took a deep breath in and I just kneeled down and I started scatting her down into the water. And as I done that, a fucking party boat came out from under the bridge.
I'm going to trump you. Right? Now, first of all, that reminds me of Red Widow. He went... I think it was his gran. He went to like Loch Lomond or something that's where she wanted. But there was people like fishing and stuff, so he was like, it became a pure farce. I was in the ring bit, I knew I was in the ring bit, but they're all telling me this was. And he says like he went to do it in a gust of wind and he was like, I was choking on my gran. Because I was going, I was like, I couldn't see it was all down his nose and that. Gallus, right? You remember my lizard called Gallus? Mm-hmm. So I had a Savannah monitor who was he was a big boy, he was huge. So, there's nothing funny about this story, right? I'm going to start it really tragically, right?
Yeah.
Lionheart, right?
Oh,
so, wait. The most tragic and terrible thing I've ever experienced in my life, right? But we had it was maybe a few days after he died, everybody went to Walkabout, and we just had a big day where we're just being pals for a day and try to. So I'm like in the depth of grief, like really, I didn't know how to process it. I'm getting ready to go to this thing for Adrian. I walk in, and Gallus is dead.
Oh shit!
Right, so I find my pet of years dead, and I'm like, how can I get any worse? I just stood there like, I don't know, like how do I get? It was massive, right?
Aye.
So I'd never taken into consideration, like, what do I do with him? So, but I had to go to this thing for Adrian. So I picked him out and I wrapped him up and like keeping him warm and all that, like a pure mad thing you do when like he's dead. But then I tried to bury him. But he's big and it was freezing and I couldn't get through like that much. So I'm like, this is going to take me a week to dig a hole of this. What do I do with him? and I've got this thing for Adrian to go to. So I thought, I'll put him in the Clyde. Just let him. That's what I do, apparently. I just put my pets into the Clyde. But the mistake I'd made was I'd put them in plastic to waterproof. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. But I've put them then into a box and taped the box and poked holes in it. Right? What am I doing? But I didn't take into consideration that the plastic bag would hold air. So when I put them into the Clyde, it didn't sink. Right? And nobody wanted to say anything to me. But I knew that he's not going anywhere. He's just floating. And it was at the Science Centre. And then right on cue, and the speedboat came in. Now, this big orange speedboats came in, like the tours. And I'm going, no, no. And I'm like, screaming, no, that. I mean, I was just pointing at a box. Like, how on earth would they have known what was in there?
Yeah.
And they came out, and the fucking thing was bouncing all over the place. It was all, and then I just had to leave and go to a memorial night for my deed pal. Like, it was just sitting going like, nothing. This couldn't get any worse.
Oh,
it couldn't get any worse. So,
right.
so you boat, granny, speedboat, lizard, pal, dead, tragedy.
Welcome to the Goths. So you've done wrestling, ICW, you've done BBC The Scots, you've done / doing, because we're manifesting, Panto.
Yeah.
What's next for Jack Jester?
Well, I replaced my Panto obsession, because when I'm doing that, I don't do anything else. Like, I really don't. But the mistake I always make is I take 2 weeks off, and that's just enough time to dip. And then it's so hard to get back, because Panto's, you can imagine how mental that world is, and it is mega positive every day, it's brilliant. And then you miss it straight away, and then it fucks up your whole, like, January, February, March. So anyway, I'm straight back to work on my podcast. So I'd never listened to a podcast before, I'd never watched one. Somebody contacted me and wanted to do a wrestling podcast, and I rejected it straight away. I didn't have an interest in it. I don't like them. Like, it's subjective. If I don't like something, somebody else will. I don't really see the point in slagging it off. So, but then I started watching podcasts, and I became obsessed with it. So, I've been like sneakily and quietly working my arse off on this podcast that nobody's seen yet, because I wanted it to be really good. So,
are we getting a release date?
No, but it will be. It will be. I'll tell you what's holding it up. I've no filmed the intro video yet, and all my ideas aren't easy. They're very, very weather dependent. I can't find the right. There's an outfit that needs to be exactly perfect.
Yeah.
Can't find it anywhere. There's a lot, but this is the thing. I mean, I've got episodes banked, ready to go, but I've took my time this far. Like I was telling you earlier, I recorded the tune myself, sang it myself. Got the logo's not designed by my tattoo
Can
artist.
we have the name of it?
It's called the Brass Neck Podcast.
The Brass Neck Podcast.
And there's so much negativity. So I'm fed up listening to people talk about Glasgow like it's a dump. It's like it's all, I mean, there's an abundance of problems, right? Of course there is, but that's not all there is to it. It's still full of the most talented, creative, funny, warm, caring. Like they've always been there, but nobody talks about them. Do you know who they're talking about?
10-10 banging.
Right. I mean that. I'm like, do you know what? I don't know the woman. Fair play to her.
It scares me though, like, and it's mainly because, like, I'm not saying, oh, woe's me, but I try so hard, like, with my business and things, and put money in it and invest in it, and then you've just got people that go onto TikTok and do the most, they're not even mental things, it's just infuriating and rage baiting, and they're making a mint.
I appreciate, see when folk like content, right? Another term I hate, content. Like, if it's just that for the sake of that, you know, I just don't get it. Like, if somebody, there's certain like TikTok pages now that I could watch because I know it took them ages to do it, and
Yeah.
the sound's perfect. And I'm a big ASMR guy.
Oh, I love that.
Do you?
See the wee...
Right, I'm more a tune guy.
Oh, no.
Right, so it's like, do you know, right, I love ASMR that much that when we were doing Road to Wrestler, Peter, the sound guy, this was, what an experience this was. I was mic'd up, he gave me his headphones, and he boomed me, and let me listen to myself eating a rolling tuna.
Then how do you not like the Tracy 10-10 banging one?
What's that's no ASMR.
Oh.
There's no quality of microphones. There's no. It's just that's
Heavy
the opposite. That you're not calling that ASMR. Like
Yeah.
I'll show you ASMR. I'll show you. But it's that, and I'm like, if that's existing with
Yeah.
other things, but like nobody, like I know so many fucking cool, talented, not always famous or. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the most interesting people I know aren't famous. You know, I know some very interesting famous people, but I just know so many fucking cool characters, whether it's people that have had a stall down the barras for 50 years or somebody that runs a pub that's just been so consistent, or it's like they're the people that keep the city going.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I just wanted to kind of showcase that. So, and the thing about the brass neck, I called it that because it's not very often that it's meant as a compliment.
Yeah.
Right? If someone's got a brass neck, it's no meant as a... But my whole life, I've been told and I know I've got one, but if I didn't have a brass neck, I couldn't imagine where I would be. Like, I wouldn't have got anything that I'd done. Because it takes just, for everything, it just takes somebody to have a brass... Like, even like the way I dress and all that, like folk are like, I mean, I did this at school. And it wasn't to please anybody. Like,
Yeah.
I'd have been a lot... Life would have been easier at school if I just dressed like everybody else, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't like by wearing pinstripe bell bottoms and eyeliner that I was getting more women. Do you know what I mean? It was, but it made me comfortable, and it's like just the same thing. Do your job the way you want to do it, because see now your business. See if you had to listen to everything that you should do. It never ends. It just never stops. And I think this constant quest for like perfection kills creativity because there's no fun in it.
Yeah.
There's just no fun.
Exactly.
Like it's like somebody micromanaging a night out. You don't want to go. Just let me just stop about and find something, and everything looks the same. You go on like TikTok because people are all following the same 10-step process.
Same
so it's all the
templates
same
and
shit.
everything.
But ICW, I know it was a different time or not, but that was just, everybody was going that way. Everybody. You know, every company would take advice for the company, and he went that way. And not only should it not have worked, it changed wrestling, changed the world. And that's not me overstating it. Like, it really did. Like, it's the impact it had was, and it was just because this wee fucking mental Ned just wanted to do something different, and he had a team of people that, you know, believed in him and wanted to do it as well. So I just kind of try and carry that through with everything that I do, because
Yeah.
I don't need any more hobbies, right? Like, it's like, I don't want the podcast. Before I started it, I spoke to so many, and I know people in radio and all that, but it's no radio. It's like they were giving me, it was too critical, and I'm like, I want it to be good, but I don't want it to be clinical. And if it's no fun and it's no what I want to do, because I'm fed up having to fucking explain myself to people that don't know what they're talking about, right? So that's my new obsession. I'm buzzing to bring it out. It'll be within the next couple of weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a month.
Well,
Depends when I get this
definitely,
done.
I will get the link up on the show notes.
I'll
when it
tell
does, yeah.
you privately what my intro
Get
idea is.
a wee private part. Wait, well, that sounds
It features a landmark in my life that I was talking about earlier.
cliffhanger. Oh,
Huh? Yep. Every Friday night of life.
well, it's
Rain,
honestly,
hail or snow, I was up that bridge.
it's been an absolute blast having you on. And as soon as I wanted to make a podcast about people who's self-made but went against the curve, you literally were the first person I thought of. And I hope to God for the rest of your working days that you still just do it your style, because not only is it working, but my God, the fun that you have and bring to the people around about you as well.
It's lovely to say. I mean, I really appreciate you saying that. Like, I don't know how to do it any other way, which is like, I almost like I'm not bigging myself up. It comes naturally to me, but if I can try and just like, inspire other people to do it, don't listen to MD. Just do it. Don't take the contact lens out. Wear it. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Oh, by the way, I'm the first person, right?
Yep.
Right, I'm going to start something here because I brought you a gift.
Shut up.
Mm-hmm.
No, you didn't.
I brought you a gift. No, I do this all the time, right? I'll get something. Somebody will give me something, and I'll keep it for a while, and then I pass it on to somebody, right? And I think you're going to love this.
Is it PG?
Aye. Oh. So I've done a gift. So it's just for the rest of these coming on. Bring something.
Setting the bar high.
I think all podcasts hosts should be getting gifts. That's to all my people as well. Right, so, what's your job?
Own a cleaning business, Tidey Solutions.
Right. I don't really know how to explain this. I'm just going to. There's no real relevance to it.
Right.
But I think you'll love it.
Aye.
I don't think you can use it either. Anyway. Shut your eyes, actually. Let's do that.
Oh,
shut
God.
Your eyes. Put your horns out. I promise it's not.
Can I?
Open your eyes.
Oh my God, that is the cutest.
Take the brush off.
That is, I don't think anybody can top that. Thank you so much.
How could you?
That is amazing.
I knew there was a reason I was keeping that for so long.
Oh my God. I love that. Thank you so much. And remember,
I don't think you'll get much sweeping done, but
I know that's staple. That's going to be up for the rest of the episodes now. With my other gifts that, these
other gifts that you better fucking bring.
Yeah. But so remember, check out the Brass Neck podcast when it comes out.
You'll know about it. I'll be screaming it for the rooftops when it finally gets.
And hopefully we'll be seeing you in Panto again in December.
I hope
Liam,
so.
write him in. Jack Jester, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. Cheers. Woohoo! Episode 1, baby.